Hello there. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I wanted to take a few minutes to kind of talk to those who are really doing kingdom ministry and kind of share with you some tips that can help you maybe get some extra funds because I know that many of you are working to prepare to do some new things for the new year coming, and we need to prepare now. We all know the scripture Habakkuk 2 and 2 talks about writing the vision and making it very plain. Now, one of the things about a lot of the reasons why I've noticed over the years that I've, reached out to try to get funds is because I just did not have that request, just right. I didn't have enough information. I mean, this was told to me, and many times when I applied for different, community grants. But I want to share this because one of the things that I have learned is that people want to give to certain causes, and and the way that things are now in the world, we got a lot of violence, we got a lot of murder, and so on, and people really are not trying to give to a whole lot of events that's having prayer breakfasts and things like that. There's nothing wrong with it, but right now people want to give to people who are trying to educate the body. They want to see, what are you doing about violence in your church? What are you doing about mentoring teenagers and things like that? What are you doing to build up your leaders to become, mentors? And, what are you doing to educate the body? And so I wanted to share that, and we're supposed to give thanks and giving. And so that's what I'm doing today. I wanted to show that to whomever would probably be blessed by this, so you can get an understanding on some things you need to do to be able to apply for these community grants. Because let's keep it real. Everywhere we go, and people that know me in my community, I make it a habit to go in somewhere where I know I'm constantly spending my money, like Office Depot, and I'm gonna give you a list in a few minutes. But all these different places, I always tell Office Depot, hey, I got stock up in here. Let's see what you got you can donate. We got to understand that we are constantly getting money in these places. And guess what? We should be able to go back and reap benefits to our ministries in that. And so I wanted to start by saying you need to prepare now to write the vision, make it plain, and you also prepare now, get your brochure together, and start getting your strategy together, or what you're going to be doing for this new year to really make impact, to really educate the body, so that we can help heal families and communities. And so let's talk about some of the key things you need to address in your letter when you're asking for these community grants. The first and foremost thing you need to do is make sure you describe who you are. And that's your mission. That's the first and foremost thing. Talking about your mission. Who are you? And what is your purpose for doing what you're doing? Then you want to find out, who will your organization benefit? What are you doing that makes such a great impact, that's so different, so unique, that we should be giving you our money? That's what they want to know. What does the organization benefit for others? And then they want to know is, what is your plan of action to get done what you're asking them money for? What is your plan of action? What are you going to do? How long is it going to take you to get that done? And when do you plan to do this? You're going to make that very, very plain. And then how will you accomplish this goal? Say for instance, you may explain in your letter, my goal is to be able to educate the kids in reading, so that by the time they finish the reading program that we developed, that they'll be able to read on a third grade level. I want to just give an example. So you need to talk in that letter, how are you going to accomplish your goal for whatever that is that you need this money for? And then how will the success of your event be measured? How are you going to prove to them that you're going to try to continue to make it better toward the end? In other words, what is your internal evaluation? How are you going to get the people who are working with you or that you're giving the program to evaluate you, and then you evaluate yourself internally to see how this event or this program that you're offering, how did it turn out? Means that, what was the deficiency? What did you need to do to be able to make sure that you're able to get the capital for next year? Or what do you think that you needed more money for, or that you can do better? What are some deficiencies timeline wise? What are some deficiencies or strengths and weaknesses, whether it was in the service or whether it was with those that were in administration? You need to be looking at that area toward the end so that you can get that report later. And not only that, you don't want to only just give that report of what good happened. You want to talk about how the impact of what they gave really impacted the people that you served. That's very important because they want to see, we gave you our dollars. What did Kroger's do? What did Kroger's do to make that happen for you? And so that's very, very important. So you want to do the internal, evaluation through the people that you serve, letting them tell you how the service went, and or you also need to do your internal evaluation on the actual program that you asked the money for. And so, and again, they like to hear what happens. So you want to create maybe videos, send photos, and make sure you have their name. And say that in the letter that you're going to make sure that their name be publicized and acknowledged, whether that you're going to announce it and or you're going to publicize it through your flyers and all that. That's very important that you put that in that letter because they like to be recognized in those areas. What else do I do? You also want to give them a deadline. Tell them when you're going to need this money. Don't ask them for money. Say, for instance, you need money today. You're going to ask them today for the money, and then you're going to tell them that you need it by next week. No, you need to be doing this at least 30, 60 days in advance. They like easy, sometimes 30, 60 days. And really longer. I usually try to impact a year ahead. And so you already know what you need. You know you do this annually or you have a new project. Start working on that now. Like I said in the very beginning, write the vision and make it plain. Write the budget and make it plain. Put it down what you need. Put it down how much you're going to need to get everything to take place. Show them the budget. That's a good idea. Write out an actual budget and give them that budget of needs so that who knows, you may be asking them for 500 and they may give you 1,000. So it's very important that you make your vision, the amount for the vision, very clear about what you need. And so I pretty much gave you that, but we've got to make sure that mission statement is very clear. That's very important, because when you start telling them what you're trying to develop and what you're trying to do, many of them do not want to work with nonprofits. I'm sorry, not nonprofits. Many of them do not want to work with churches and ministries and stuff like that because a lot of them have the church and state kind of thing, and a lot of the foundations don't want to have faith, giving. So you got to make sure if you're trying to get their money that you don't have all of your letter talking about what you're going to do to bring God up in their lives and let them become saved. No, you don't want to talk that way. You want to talk about how you're going to educate them, and whatever you do after that and get the money, that's fine. You can talk Jesus all you want. But you need to make sure you're talking about the main specific thing that you're trying to do. That's educate them so they can be better, whether it's in their families, in their communities, whatever. You want to make sure that that's very, very clear that you're trying to educate them and or train them up in a different manner than where they are. Whew, I'm trying to slow it down, so I'm trying not to make it too long for you. But I did want to make sure I just give you some real nuggets. Now, I did say nonprofit. Many of these larger corporations or retail stores and places like that to get these community grants, these are the ones that you get pretty quick. You're not waiting for all these demands, they're asking for all these stringent budgets and all that. These types that I'm talking to you about, you can get pretty quick. Now, the reason why I brought out nonprofit, and I didn't get over there, many of them, they want to be able to write it off. So if you're not a nonprofit, you need to try to apply for your 501c3. I sent the link on that a while back. You need to go back and look at that one. But one thing I do want to say as far as a nonprofit, you need to have that and be in good standing because they're not going to give any money because they're going to check you out. You need to be in good standing. You need to have all your books and things in order because they're going to check you out. And you need to make sure that you are able to, have a good, presentation there. If you got a brochure, add that along. Because a lot of these places where you're going to be applying for these grants are online. And you can attach your brochure. You can attach your board members. You can attach all these things to that so you can make a good presentation. But most of these retail stores and big places like Walmart and things like that, some of them will give you gift cards. But you're trying to get, between most of these community grants, they'll give you between $500 to $3,000. And so that's pretty good for you to be able to work some things out. Maybe if you want to buy some supplies or what have you to get a project to work. But, instead of always doing these bake sales and fish fries and things like this, if you work ahead of time what I'm telling you right now, you can start right now working in your community. Because I'm telling you, keep it real. Any store I go into, any community I'm in, even where my office is located, I go everywhere in that community and introduce myself, tell them the impact I'm making in that community, and I need their help. I mean, that's everything where I spend my money. And I mean everywhere. I go online looking, checking at the banks where you bank your money. You need to check everywhere where you spend your money if you're a nonprofit, especially. But if you're a church, even so, you can do the same thing. But they want a tax write-off, so you need to have a nonprofit, 501c3 tax exemption if you really want to get some of this money that you can get it quick. But if you don't have a tax exemption, you can still use your church as an exempt status ministry, and they still should be able to give you that money. But they won't give you very much if you're not 501c3. Now, let's talk about, I want to share a little bit about the deadlines, making sure you're clear about when you're going to need the money and all of that. You know, what you're going to do, what ethnic groups you're going to serve, you know, how long it's going to take you to get done, what you're going to get done, you know, exactly when it's going to jumpstart. All that is very important. They want to know, you know, what populations. Are they black, all black? Are they, you know, poor or, you know, underprivileged? They want to know all of that when you're writing out this request, okay? And so, anyway, they'll give you between $500 to $3,000. Now, certain stores like Walmart and Kroger, some of them, you know, HEB, they may give you some little gift cards and stuff like that. But if you're going to apply for their community grants, where you're getting these corporation, these foundational grants that are free to the communities at large, that are doing, you know, making an impact in the community. You heard me say making an impact, but they're not going to give you any money if you're just doing prayer breakfast and that's all you can prove. They want to see what else have you done, as I said before, to be able to stop the violence, to stop gangs, to stop bullying, you know, all those things. They want to see what are you doing to help raise up families and heal communities. You know, what are you doing? So, okay, let me give you this list. I'm going to try to get off here because I was trying to keep it down to 15 minutes. So make sure you listen to this because you really need this for this new year. You need to be able to get this money. You know, you're spending your money in these places. You need to go back and get some of this money. Okay, now look at it. Walmart is a good place because they give sometimes $500 up to $1,000 monthly. And then there's Chick-fil-A. I forgot how much they give. I think they give up to like $500 or more. All these retail stores, I'm trying to give you a list of all these retail stores and these businesses where you shop, like I said before, anything you have a membership with, you need to be checking them out. You know, anything that you know that you have spent an abundance of money. So that's what I want to keep saying over and over again, that you constantly go into, like Walmart and Kmart and Target and Ross and TJ Maxx, and you know, you spend all that money in Bluebell, and you know, people don't want to recognize, but cell phones, they give a lot of money too. You need to check out the cell phone, check out the airlines, AT&T, I already said your bank, Kmart, HEB, Walgreens, Kroger's, IHOP, Target, I said that, CVS, Fry's, the electronic store, Best Buy, what else? Office Depot, won't leave them out, Office Max. Did I say Bluebell? No, please check them out because you know they make it a stat, so go ahead and get your pocket fat so you can serve your ministry. Bluebell, I said Chick-fil-A, let me see what else. I said Walgreens, AT&T. Listen, all you need to do is think about where you're spending your money. Now, I do have a habit, like I said, of going to communities. Now, you gotta represent. You gotta go in looking very, very, professional. Going to the management. I always ask to speak to the manager before I even get there. I'll call and see if they're there and find out what their names are and all that. And I ask them, they give me 5 minutes. I need to ask them a couple of questions, and they say I am here. Whenever I'll go there. And I mean, also, I forgot to tell you, check out the hotels too, so you get some discounts on that. Hotels, where you're having your events and stuff like that, you need to develop a relationship with these places. How are you going to be able to get any discounts if you're not developing a relationship? Okay, now, as I said before, you need to present yourself with a brochure. You need to present yourself with a letter, especially if you're asking for the funds. But I wouldn't do it right away until you got a chance to meet the people, meet the managers or whoever it is that's in charge that can allow this, this grant money. Find out who it is that you need to be talking to that give these community grants. They do them like Walmart and Kroger's and all. They do them every month, but you need to be getting with them, finding out who's in charge so you can develop a relationship and let them know who you are. Let them know you're located. Now, that's the other thing. They really want to only give to such as Walmart and places like that, they really only want to give to, I mean, Alpha Depot, all those kind of places. They really want to only give to the communities at large that within their region. So you want to make sure that you're asking for money within your region, so you can show your address on your letterhead and all that. They know you're in their community and that you're making an impact. And making sure you tell them, I'm here to try to make our community better, and I need your help. And so this is very, very important that you do this. And I don't just do this like, like every month. I do this as needed. I do it annually. I go to them every year and say, I'm back again. This is what I need. I tell them this, who's in charge this year. I want to know who I need to talk to. Or they'll say, well, so-and-so is not here. Okay, then who's in charge of that department now? Because I need to talk to them. And I mean, if I go into any stores that within my region that are brand new, I mean, even restaurants, I go in and let them know who I am and greet them, let them know that I'm glad that they're there, and let them know what I'm doing. Give them my brochure. Oh yeah, I forgot to leave out. I left out Jason's Deli. Jason's Deli is so kind and good. They really work good to help you with your events. And so many other barbecue places, just get with them, let them know what you're doing, and they're going to help you out. I promise you, these community service grants are out there for us. And we need it. This is a new year. The new year is coming that we've got to declare favor. We got to declare that we're going to have all our needs met. We don't have to beg. And we already know that if the Lord gave you the vision, he's going to give you the provision. But he also has the money right there in your face. But we don't get enough education, or we don't have enough wisdom to understand how to go get the money. So you need to go, at least I'm trying to show you this much. So you need to go beginning now, write the vision down, write the budget. If God has given you a vision, and if you're new in ministry even, write these things down. Take them to the altar and tell the Lord to give you favor when you walk into that business or that restaurant or whatever it is. You spend all that money on them cell phones and stuff, I'm going to hit them up. I'm going to be hitting them up this year because I spend a lot of money on cell phones. And so I believe that if I spent my money, I need to talk to not only my cell phone, but the bank where I'm spending my money. I called them this year and they told me I hit them too late. But guess what? I'm going to be hitting them up pretty quick. They need to give you the money. Why? Because you need that money to do kingdom building. So I'm going to slow that down, and I hope that'll help you out. And just remember what I told you. You got to write the vision very plain. You got to be very, very clear about what you are needing, about what you plan to do. Who are you trying to help and why? And when will you get this done? And how will it make a difference? What's so special about your program? And what will you do? How will it make the community different where you are, where you live, where their retail business is, or wherever it is that you're trying to get this money from? Well, hope it helped. I pray your holiday season be beautiful. And I'm so glad that God has given me wisdom to go and do certain things. And I guess what? I'm truly not taking none of it to the grave with me. That's the purpose of this today. And I pray that you write that vision, make it plain, so that guess what? That ministry can go forth, kingdom can be built, and lives can be changed. I pray this has blessed you. God bless you. Pass it on. Help a sister or brother out.